It's on the. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 21. People, I'm sad to say this will be our last Tuesday night show until Big Brother 22, because let's face it, there really isn't a lot going on the live feeds right now.
Are we really sad about it?
No, because it's kind of done. It really is done. Tonight, we're going to be discussing everything that has been going on in the Big Brother house since Thursday evening. We will have spoilers. I'm just warning you ahead of time. If you don't want to know what's been going on, then come back and watch after Thursday show or Wednesday show, because here's the thing, we were bitching about it in the chat, and we'll get to everything. We'll get organized here in a minute, but they're saving the veto ceremony for Thursday. Now, at this point, Nicole has won the shortest HOH competition on the planet, which Holly threw to her. And she nominates Holly and Jackson. Jackson wins veto, shocker. Cliff isn't. They're saving the veto for Thursday. What is the point? We know what is going to happen, right?
I think it's just simply to create the drama of who's gonna be taken off, who's gonna go home, anybody could go home, you never know. But I mean, realistically, we know, and it's not an exciting result. We're going to go into it, I'm sure, during this episode in terms of did Cliff and Nicole make the wrong move with taking out Tommy last week? All of that fun stuff. But I'm excited here to talk about all things Big Brother with you guys. And of course, we have Kim with us as always too. So welcome, Kim.
Hi, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for having me on so much this season. I've had a blast on here.
Well, I hope you come back for Survivor.
Okay. My love for Survivor is way up there.
Oh, listen, the big nerd up to my right or left, depending on how you view it. This one right there spouts out stuff no normal human being knows about Survivor and Big Brother. You've got, I don't know if you watched Thursday night show, Tyler. You probably didn't because you weren't on it. But listen, Beth, who we had on, who I call Kim Jr., because she's just like a younger version of Kim. I swear to God. You guys need to be on a show together, because the knowledge was, I mean, I was taking, Deb and I were like, oh my God, this is insane. It's like female Tyler.
Yeah.
But I want to say hi to everyone in the chat who popped in early. Anelda, as always, is in the chat. Love you, girl. Patty W. Joseph Boza. Who else we got in here?
Taylor Allen.
Stephen Holden. Patty W. Yeah, we've got a lot of engagement in the chat already.
Stephen Holden, Taylor Allen.
We have all these people talking in the chat, and I think that's pretty reflective of all the people talking on Twitter, giving their opinions. And I just want to start by saying that no matter what move Nicole and Cliff made, it would have resulted in everybody in this cancel culture on Twitter saying oh, they made the wrong move, they're idiots, they should have done the other thing instead. They only knew who they could evict, who was the bigger jury threat on those chairs, Holly and Tommy that night. And I still stand by, even though Jackson ended up winning this Final Four veto, I still stand by the fact that they made the right move ultimately by taking out Tommy. I really do.
I so disagree with you.
And any other argument is so results oriented thinking. That's, you can't think about that way in these games. You have to take the shot at the bigger threat, knowing the only information you have is the people you don't know who's going to win that competition in the future. You can't roll the dice on that. Go ahead, Kim.
So if we're going to take out the bigger threat, okay, and having all these unknowns, we don't know what the next challenge is. We don't know who's going to be the stronger people at it. But the one thing we knew for sure is it was a couple, that their votes are going to go together, period.
Mhm.
Therefore, you keep them in, you've got a 50-50 shot at getting to the final 3. You get rid of one of them. Best case scenario, you've got a 3-on-1. Worst case scenario, you've got a 50-50 shot. Exactly what you have if you kept them in. That's your worst case.
Tyler's already posting chat comments.
No, because I know I totally know that I'm in the minority with how I'm thinking about like how the rest of the season is playing off. But a lot of people are really saying, of course we're seeing Cliff walk out the door most likely on Thursday. There's a little small inkling that something else could happen, but we'll get into that as well.
Yes.
Nicole is very well still could pull this out. And
yes.
I keep referring back to Big Brother Canada 6, where Paris, she won that final HOH. She finally broke up the showmance. That was her game-winning move, and it ultimately led her to a really fantastic victory against, I think she would have won against either Kayla or Derek. And I think people are really quick here to say, Jackson or Holly is going to win the season, and it's a really disappointing result. And I don't think that we're at that point yet. Like, Nicole could very well still pull out this win and win the season. I really do.
Again, though, without variables, with what was known to them, they knew that Holly and Jackson, Macbeth, were a pair.
Mm-hmm.
They reduced their chances from 33%. They reduced it from 50 to 33. They lost a 17% chance in there by doing that. And that in no way, shape, or form is a game-winning move, which is so disappointing to me. They didn't crunch the numbers. And the other thing that really bothered me in all this, if you're going to show your cards, which they did, okay, they showed their cards that they were thinking of getting rid of Beth instead of Tommy, right? If you're going to do that, the only thing you're going to do is cause distrust. So it's like defensive driving. You commit to it. You commit to it, or you don't do it, one or the other. By not committing to it, automatically Jackson and Holly don't trust them. That. Even though, and God, it kills me every time Jackson says, we didn't take the first shot, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? They still kept Jackson and Holly. So and I'll get into it in a little bit when we come back to this, but the mistake, in my opinion, was if you're going to even put it out there that there's a possibility you're not going to keep Holly, then you better not keep Holly. Simple as that.
Here's my thing. Whatever happened to the old school Big Brother of making a plan and keeping your effing mouth shut? I mean, it could have worked. It really could have worked. Holly could have gone, had Cliff and Nicole just played along with Holly and Jackson, and just the two of them like, look, we're doing this. We're not going to involve Tommy. We're going to let him cry and be miserable. We're going to let Holly think her shit don't stink. We're just going to leave it like this, and we're gonna just make the move. Just make the freaking move already. And I think that I know I just wish they had, because you can say all day, well, Holly shook hands with Cliff and Nicole and said, I'll throw the HOH. And she threw the HOH. Of course, the dumb bitch had to sit there and ask frickin' Jackson for permission during the competition like 20 times. Can
Holly,
you not think for yourself, honey?
Holly, drop. I was like,
I will agree with you, Kim, that like the one thing that they did wrong was they went back on their word, and it kind of gives permission to Holly and Jackson to break whatever deal that they had, because they're saying like, oh well, we know that you were going to screw us, like you were doubting us, so all bets are off with that. We have a comment that I want to I'm going to change our screen. There we go.
Nicole never went, but we didn't.
Right.
I was waiting for them to go, you know what? You're right. We were on that train to do that. Cliff was never really on board. I bought the ticket. I was ready to jump on that train, but ultimately, you know what? We all have thinking that goes off somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry, and I'm so glad that Cliff brought me back to earth on that.
Yeah.
But he never said that. Oh my God.
I want to highlight this comment. They say, Kim, I think my issue with your couple's argument was that at the time it seemed like Holly had no shot of winning. So why get rid of her when Tommy could actually win? This is exactly like where I'm coming down on all of this.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that. So I have to keep moving over. It's like, oh my God, I've got to shift.
Sorry, I just didn't want to hide your face when we had the comment.
No, I totally understand that, but at the same time, you still have a couple, and when Tommy is saying, I'll throw the HOH. Okay, would he have? He'd be dumb too, but he could have. But more importantly, he was going to go after Jackson and having a better competitor, because Cliff isn't a stellar competitor. He's won a few things, but he's not a big competitor. Mm-hmm. Nicole has done pretty well, but if it were anything physical or anything memory, now you've got a 3-to-1 advantage. Why would you give that up to go?
Who's to say Tommy doesn't change his mind though, and he decides that Jackson is really unliked by the jury at that stage in the game, not really well respected, and therefore like he wants to take them. Like I think that Tommy is a very capable player of realizing on his own, if he made it any further, that Nicole and Cliff, they're very liked by the jury at this point, and they pose a very serious threat to win at the end if he's sitting next to either of them.
Which then puts your odds at 50-50, exactly what it is, keeping in Jackson and Holly. So you gave up ground. Even if he just totally screwed you over, you'd still have the same odds as if Holly and Jackson were there. Mm-hmm. That's the big thing. And with what Allison just said about, what did you just say, Allison?
Don't remember.
I lost my train of thought.
My whole thing was just, I wish that Nicole and Cliff had kept their mouths shut and just executed the plan to get rid of Holly. I mean, there's no reason.
That's where I think they messed up.
Yeah, there's no reason to let people campaign in that small of a group. What's going to happen is going to happen. You've got no control over it. Kind of like now with, Jackson winning the veto and Nicole saying, if you get rid of Cliff, I'm taking Holly to the final 2. But if you keep Cliff, I'll take you to the final 2. I mean, there's so many. We said weeks ago, months ago, we had an argument. Would Jackson cut Holly at the end? Would Holly cut Jackson at the end? And I said back then, neither one of them are cutting. They're holding on. And it was brought up, I think Holly will cut Jackson. No, it's not happening. She's such, can I just go on a rant? She's such a poor fucking example of a woman in the house right now. She is behaving the way I did when I was a silly, needy 16-year-old little girl with daddy issues. Yeah. You want to sit up there on last Thursday and go, I'm an example for women, little younger. No, you're not. No, you're not. You want to sit there and bitch at Nicole because she won't give you the HOH robe, and her dad would be so ashamed of her for not sharing her robe. Bitch, you've been fucking Jackson in every corner of the house. Why don't you stay in your lane and worry about what you've been doing in the house? It is just not, and I'm not slut shaming. I'm not pulling that, so don't even start. Mickey, Jackson, whatever. He's nothing but he's a shitty example too. But I have to say, the shit that he pulled with Tommy, as sad and as much as it broke my heart to see Tommy, because I've been in that situation in real life. I've had someone lie and accuse me of stuff I didn't do and people turn on me. I've been there and I know how he feels. But the way Jackson carried out that plan and executed it,
Amazing.
I'm speechless.
It was incredible. But I just want to take a quick step back. And you were saying that they should have absolutely not said anything. I disagree with that because you're talking jury management here. So by not saying anything, blindsiding Holly, sending her to the jury house, now you've got pissed off, blindsided Holly, who's gone with Jackson still in. There's a jury vote lost. You've got pissed off Jackson then in the house, jury vote lost. So I agree that they should have said anything, but I think that they would have been smart to wait until 15 minutes before the show aired, when they're sitting down on the couch, and go, you know what? We all know this is a game. This is not chess, or this is not checkers. This is chess with checkers. And therefore, if we keep Holly, we lose this game. It is the best game move for myself. It's the best game move for Cliff to get rid of Holly and keep Tommy in this. And I know you're going to be pissed right now, but I think ultimately you will see that this is a good game move for you too, because Holly has a stacked jury.
Yeah.
So just think about that. We'll talk more about it after the live eviction, but we're doing this not just for the two of us, but also for you, Jackson. And leave it at that.
And in the chat, Joseph, you're right. Tommy was the only one who spoke up and called out Mickey and Holly's messy relationship. It is a horrible relationship. I was listening to the LFC roundtable, and Melissa said it best. You're watching an mentally abusive relationship unfold. And I'm sorry, but it is not a healthy relationship. These two are not going to make it outside the Big Brother house. This dude's going to make it on the challenge. Bless you. Thank you for not sneezing in my ears.
Yeah, I just muted the mic for that.
I mean, this guy is going to make it on the challenge or whatever else. And this is not going to work. And it just pisses me off. I don't know what Holly has done. It seems to me like when he won the veto and she's straddling him once again saying, I did this for you, or you won the veto. I'm here for you. I'm here to sit next to you and take second place. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. When has she said, me, my game, what I need to do for me? And Tommy said it best. When are you going to stand up for yourself? When are you going to stand up for what is right? I swear, if Jackson is next to Holly in the final two, Jackson deserves to win.
Jackson's not going to win if he's sitting next to Holly, though.
I wish he would win if he's sitting next to Holly, because I think Holly will be a piss poor win. I will be pissed. I'd much rather have a big, fat, nasty, racist douchebag win than that stool. Because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so this is what Nicole and Cliff need to do in this situation. And that's where I was kind of leading, and Kim was nodding that, like, this is like Cliff and Nicole's like little small 5% chance to maybe get through this week, is to really sell to Jackson and say, listen, like, Holly has a stacked jury. She certainly has, what's her name? Catherine.
100% has Cat.
Mm-hmm. I would say she would very much so have Tommy, and then therefore Christy as well. Nicole and Cliff, like, their pitch needs to say, like, we will vote for Holly in the end if you take us out here. Like, you need to look out for your game and realize that you will lose to her in the end. And Jackson is such an egocentric person that I feel like he would fall for this. And they were talking about this on the LFC Roundtable podcast yesterday, which was amazing as always. Great job, Brent, Tara, Melissa. But they were saying, this is maybe the one benefit of having this slow week where usually we have a little bit quicker of a week. Like, they need to plant the seed now, have Jackson, stew on it for a few days, and then maybe make this really a kind of a controversial decision and take out Holly here. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, but that would be an exciting fanfic alternate universe we could then live in.
This is the kind of crap that's going on in the Big Brother house right now. Holly and Jackson trying to find a way to get poor Nicole out. For what?
They were looking at the rule book, trying to see if there was a way, because Nicole was talking about how guilty she felt because she feels like Cliff is leaving after he essentially put his game on the line for her. He made the deal for Holly to drop. He made these deals to benefit Nicole. Nicole ends up winning HOH, and now Cliff's going to be evicted.
But
So
what has Cliff said, though, Kim? What has Cliff said? He said, if I want to see anyone win, Nicole, it's you. I will do what I need to do to help you if it's not me.
But they want to get rid of Nicole and not Cliff. So they're looking for ways that Nicole can basically abdicate her throne and for Cliff to be able to be safe and for them to vote out Nicole. But I agree with you, Tyler. I agree. And I think they should have started planting seeds yesterday.
Yeah. They're running out of time.
I don't think they needed to throw it all at them at once. I think they could have started yesterday going,
just planting little seeds.
You know what, Mickey? It's going to suck if Kat's been sitting in the jury house rallying for her best friend, Holly, to win.
That theory is brought to you by Manscaped. Electric trimmer your balls will thank you.
I love Manscaped. I love their ads.
Maximum performance.
They're awesome.
These are not the ads I get. So
Manscaped is amazing.
They're all up in my Twitter feed.
Anyway, Kim, keep telling me why I'm right. Go ahead.
So I keep telling me why I'm right. I'm going to differ in a second. So if they had started yesterday with just that little, yeah, boy, that would really suck. Oh, you know what? Now that you think about it, Jess wants a female winner. You know that. That's why you wanted to get rid of Jess. So now
that's right. That's true. I forgot about Jess.
Yeah, that's Pat and Jess in there. And then add up, oh, you know what? If you're voting me out and your game plan is to get rid of Nicole next, right there are 4 votes for Holly against you in a final 2. It only takes one more.
Yeah.
And you don't think Tommy is telling the entire jury what bullshit lies you came up with? So pretty much plan on probably Tommy and more than likely by default, Christy. Guess what, Jackson? That's a 6-2 loss. You will lose to Holly if you're sitting in the final 2 with Holly.
You're not getting the confetti.
The one thing I would 100% add on top of that is that, no, go ahead and respond. I need to make sure I'm formulating this correctly.
No, I totally agree. And my only counterpoint to that is, like they are not thinking about this. And I think this is what's separating why I think Jackson is the better player and ultimately should win. And let me just be clear, because I'm getting a lot of Twitter hate about this tweet right here that Allison's sharing. I said, Jackson is the best player of Big Brother 21, and it isn't even close. And people who disagree would be the same bitter jury members they ironically hate and bitch about via Twitter. Yes, he's a terrible human being, but I have to respect his game moves. And I stand by that. I stand by, do I personally want Jackson to win? No. I've said on this show since the very beginning of my first show in Survivor Ghost Island, it's very hard for me to root for a man over a woman in any situation over any of these shows. And I want Nicole to win personally. Because I just think she's an amazing human being and she's suffered through so much in this game. And I think I want that underdog story to happen. It would be a lot more satisfying. However, as the game bot robot on this show, I have to root for the better game player. And there's no argument that is Jackson.
I just wonder if, Tommy's going to get to the jury and talk about how Jackson lied and got it and did that
That's
big
Big
game
Brother.
move. I know it's Big Brother. That's why I'm saying if it's Holly in the final two, if they actually use their brains long enough, of course, let's say, but go, well, he did play the game. He did win the most. He did make the moves. He lied, sneak, manipulate. He did what he had to do. Why should we vote for Holly?
Right. And why are we okay with certain people in certain seasons doing it, but not this time? We really have to separate our personal, our emotional feelings from somebody, from like the mad respect for the game of Big Brother and the game that they are playing. Jackson has been in the driver's seat for a lot of the season, and a lot of people say like, oh, but he got Annalise and Jess out on his HOHs. That was the best move for him at that time. Why would he take a swing at Tommy or Nicole, like these kind of like bigger pillars of strategy, and make himself like the main target in front for everybody to get out, when he could go after these smaller targets? Like, that makes no sense to me. Of course he's going to go after them. Let somebody else get that blood on their hands, because look where it got them.
He already had the game wins, the comp wins.
Yeah.
They were coming after him anyway. Why not swing for the fence if you're going to do that? It would have made it a much easier road for him, and he wouldn't have this situation going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But bottom line, I think that there's a lot of argument for Cliff and Nicole to make, but I don't think they can wait till the last minute to do it.
Yeah.
Amongst the many, many things that I think they can do is for Nicole, with complete and utter confidence, to look at him and say, I already know that Tommy did not talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you got that information. You used it against him. She doesn't have to know that he listened at the door, but you got that information and you used that against him for us to turn this vote. And we did. And we did. And we kept to our agreement with you, which now makes you a perceived bad person. You are the bad human. People are not going to like you. People are not going to respect you. People are not going to respect your game. Therefore, you're going to lose to a girl on jury votes, because whether they actually do or not doesn't matter. Give him a bluff to call. There's guaranteed 4 votes. It only takes one more vote, and Holly beats you, and you end up second, and people are not going to respect you as a person. They're not going to respect your game, even though ultimately your lie was a great move, but it's only a great move if you win, and you're not going to. Your only chance to win is sitting next to Cliff or sitting next to me.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that the saddest timeline for the rest of the season is if Holly wins.
Speaking of which, this is something that's coming up in the chat a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. Oh shit, where'd it go? Where's Mama? So, just a little, Sunday night during the show, what's his name? Jackson is crying in the bathroom about what he did to Tommy, and Holly has her arm around him, and he's just going, where's Mama? Where's Mama? And the look on her face was like, I mean, she's...
Dude, you're paying for $500,000 and you're crying for mommy. Get over it.
I didn't buy it for a second. I think he did that so when people go back, like Tommy, and watch the season, go, oh, well, he really did feel bad. No, that was a count. Okay, that's what I like to call premeditated murder. You planned it. You executed it. You fucking Googled it. You did everything. It's on your search drive. It's freaking Law and Order at this point. You are guilty, guilty, guilty. Save your crocodile tears for someone else. That's it.
And Nicole's first clue, very first clue, and I'm so disappointed that she didn't read this and that Cliff didn't read this, was when he said, I'd rather wait for the House meeting till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if you tell yourself that same lie over and over and over, number one, it's well rehearsed. Number two, you can convince yourself of that lie. And if you can convince yourself, you can convince anybody listening to you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. And it pisses me off no end, because I think Nicole, especially Nicole, I think has such a good read on the game. And that one just flew right past her.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone wants to ever put off, so Tyler, Allison, when one of you two gets in the Big Brother house,
That ship sailed.
Same.
I've talked so much shit about
anybody
Same.
to put off a house meeting, you know, right then and there, they are full of shit.
Yeah.
And call them on it. Call that house meeting now. And
Allison, I would love to see you in a house meeting.
Oh God, I would run that shit. Because let me tell you something. Anytime someone is asking you, okay, this would have been a big tip off to me that Jackson knew something sneaky when he is sitting there going, did Tommy talk to you guys recently? Not that I was down the hall listening, but
I love that blank expression.
yeah, was he listen? You know, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening, but did he talk to you recently? Okay, did he tell you that this and this and X, Y, Z, and I'm going to promise you that I'm going to do all this? Did he? Okay. Well, then he told me the same thing. Okay, bullshit.
Because he came to me and told me he was going to come and talk to you.
I would be like, no, don't. This ain't my first rodeo. Okay, no. This is, you are freaking Final Five, Final Four. The gloves are off. Get out of my face. I don't want a house meeting. It's not a house meeting. It's a committee meeting. There's fucking 5 of you.
And the other thing is, and this is bugging the shit out of me right now, it is Nicole's HOH.
Yes.
You have Holly and Jackson wanting to get rid of you. Get them out of your fucking room. Don't let him be leaving cum stains down your wall in the bathroom, okay?
Yeah, that's
He
ew.
needs to get out of there now. You need to get Holly and her 38-day greasy hair out of there. Let her leave ring around the collar down in the general
Get
bathroom.
that buzzard out of there, as Zingbot would say.
Is that a thing?
Better yet, they are sitting there watching the camera. So that's why, like, today, Cliff is like moping around in the kitchen area just in case Jackson's watching. And he said to the cameras, I'm not really down about this because we've got a plan, but I need Jackson to think I'm down. Why should Jackson think you're down about this? You're looking all defeated. Number one. Number two, he's watching on the camera in the room he should not even have. Lock that door and get him the fuck out. Sorry.
I'll be right back. Y'all continue. I'll be right back.
Joseph just said, I heard them having sex last night in the HOH room, that it was gross.
Oh my God. They had an audio leak. So it's the fish tank, and you're hearing
no
with the shower running in the background. It's like, oh dear God. And then today she's taking a shower and washing her 39-day dirty hair. And he's standing there. He's got the shower door open. And he's standing there having a conversation with her going, oh my God, you're killing me. You're killing me right now. I want to come in there right now. But at the same time, the stool is sitting over there all lonely and shit.
Hey, here's a little thing too. Let's just have a little Big Brother 101 real quick. If somebody is sitting in a room with you like this and saying, yeah, let's talk. Yeah, you're safe. Whatever.
You know who that reminds me of? That reminds me of Vanessa with those big sunglasses.
Exactly, because here's the thing. If I'm looking at you and I go, Tyler, when I was out of the room just now, did Kim talk? Did Kim speak?
I'll be like, I don't know what to say to you. You're intimidating me.
Did she speak to you? Because she spoke to me earlier. She spoke words to me. She speak words to you?
You look like a godmother right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. It's just, you know what I'm saying.
So I want to talk about America's favorite player for a second, because BigBrotherDaily.com has opened up a poll that they do every year just to kind of gauge, where people's votes are going. So the top vote getters are, and of course, like whoever wins the season is not eligible for that. In the lead, we have Nicole with 41% of the vote, which is pretty substantial. And then behind it is Kemi with 15%, Tommy with 14%, Kat with 11%, and then Cliff with 7%. So it's looking like it's going to be one of those 5 that will get it. Most likely Nicole, if she doesn't win the season, which I still want to say could
She
well
very
happen.
well could.
Very well could.
You guys, there's a couple different ways she wins. If she's able to convince them to convince based on his ego to get rid of Holly, she's got a good chance of winning then, because sitting against Cliff or sitting against Jackson, she could potentially win. But she could also be the one to take Cliff. Because she's got a shot at winning that HOH.
Yeah.
And so she's got a couple different ways that she can do it, whether Holly leaves or not.
Say in our fantasy world where Jackson evicts Holly, is Nicole better off taking Cliff, or is Nicole better off taking Jackson to final 2? It's tough.
I think she'd be better off taking Cliff, because I think if she takes Jackson, remember Jessica was kind of bitchy, snarky to her in the jury recordings. I don't see Jack voting for her. I don't see. I don't think that Christy or Tommy would vote. No.
Annalise.
I don't think they would. Definitely not Annalise, and definitely not Jackson, and definitely not Holly.
Yeah.
I think, or Jackson wouldn't be there. Definitely not Holly. So I think that she loses to Jackson,
but she wins to Cliff.
I think she's got game arguments.
Yeah, she can say, like, me and Cliff were aligned for a lot of the game. Like, we played the same moves. The only difference is I didn't get evicted.
I was never evicted from the game.
Yeah.
I didn't come back into the game. A lot of those moves were my own moves, and she needs to explain them. We may have agreed on them. The one move that was not my move, that was Cliff's, was probably my biggest mistake of the game, because keeping Holly was good for Cliff's game, but keeping Tommy was good for my game. And I knew that I could not vote different from Cliff, because if I got rid of Tommy and Cliff voted out Holly, making it a 1-to-1 tie, then Tommy still would have left, because Jackson would have broken the tie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. So, I mean, I think she's got very valid arguments to be able to beat Cliff.
Yeah.
But Jackson's not going to cut Holly. I mean, he's not going to do it. He will win against Holly, and he will win against Nicole. I really am convinced that this is what is going to happen, because what has Holly done in this game? What has she done?
She hasn't pissed off the jury, and she's got locked in votes in the jury with Jess and Kat, for sure. That's why if Cliff and Nicole can convince him, hey, right there, you know in your heart of hearts that Jessica and Kat will not vote for you over Holly. They are voting for Holly. Me, Nicole, right there is 4. She needs 5 to win. That means only one person. You did it yourself in pissing off Tommy. Therefore, even if Tommy and Christy vote separately, you just lost 5-4. You spent 99 days fucking around
Mhm.
and you just lost to that girl.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you what. So I was telling you, I'd be dropping hints for a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
My nail in the coffin. If I'm in the Big Brother house and I'm Nicole, my nail in the coffin is going to be reminding Holly that if he gets that taste of $500,000, he is going to go on the challenge.
Hmm.
Oh, heck
Challenge
yeah.
does not have 24/7 live feeds for you to keep an eye on him, and you know that he's going to screw around. How do you know that? You already brought it up. You called him a fucking asshole because of it. I would ruffle her feathers and get her to somehow remember the challenge and call him a fucking asshole before the vote on Thursday.
I actually would love to see Jackson on the challenge.
I would love to
I think that's a good
see.
home for
I
him.
think it'd be good.
I would love to see someone on the challenge put him in his place.
Yeah.
Like
I still
Pauly.
want to see a Fessy on the challenge.
Do what, Kim?
Just like Pauly California.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet he was a dick on Big Brother also. He was still a dick on the
no,
challenge.
he's just I can't even get. That's a whole other show.
But I would totally push that. I'd be standing there with the hammer waiting for her to put that nail in the coffin.
Really?
Sorry.
Deb.
Deb, I hope you have an ice pack on your cramps.
I'm throwing some shade. Anyway, yeah. So looks like America's favorite player is. I think we're pretty much all on the same
Oh.
page. I don't understand the whole.
Hold on one second. I want to say hi to some.
Yeah.
CW made it in the chat. He never makes it in the chat. And Barb Ramsey. I just want to say hi, Barb. She actually posts Link Star Show all the time.
Oh, that's nice.
So I want to show
very
her
sweet.
comment real quick on her. I think it's Big Brother Addiction Diary. Barb, don't shoot me. Type in there what. But I think that's what it is. But yes, thank you very much. Hey, what if I made it on Big Brother and then I made it on the challenge?
Which one do you think you would do better at?
Honey, they would eat you alive. Well,
I would
no, I shouldn't say that. Natalie did really well on some of those challenges.
I wouldn't make it through the first challenge. I would be lifeless, just laying there, and they'd be stepping over me.
Do you think you'd
no
be
way.
better or worse than Davon at the challenge?
Oh, horrible!
Davon did well.
Who was the guy? War of the Worlds. The guy that's playing on War of the Worlds 2.
Turbo or Theo?
The guy that passed out and didn't even make it during the first. It wasn't even a challenge. They were just running up a hill. That would be me.
Running up the hill to the castle.
That would be me.
Passed out.
It's not even a challenge. I'm just dead. But anyway, let's see here what's going on. Big Brother alumni on the challenge. That would be a good one. The challenge, Big Brother alumni.
I think that's a good off-season show for
great.
us to cast.
We should cast that.
I think there should be Big Brother All Stars and make it all physical and the challenge-ish.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I wish they would get away. I don't like that they're I don't like that they're doing all these physical challenges, and because it's definitely a disadvantage here coming in towards the end to have multiple ones that are physical, because it's a disadvantage for those people that, it's an advantage for Jackson. It's simple as that.
Well, listen, this is pretty much our last show before the finale.
Oh,
I think, right?
Yeah.
So, because it's in a week. The finale for Big Brother is a week from tomorrow, if you can believe it. And before we wrap this up, this is my prediction. I'm not
You've manifested a lot of things this season, so be careful with what you say here, Allison.
Saying, I'm not manifesting. I'm just saying this is what I think is going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, the veto is going to be used. Jackson's going to use the veto on himself. Cliff is going to go up. Cliff is going to leave. we're going to have a final 3 of Holly, Nicole, and Jackson. I think, let's see, the first 8, I don't think Nicole's going to win the HOH. Well, let's see. That's a tough one.
I think Jackson wins part 1.
Jackson could win part 1.
I think Nicole wins part 2.
And then it'll be...
I think Nicole wins part 3.
Whoever wins part 3, I think wins the season.
Who's going? But how do we determine the HOH though if they all 3 win?
They're not all 3 going to win. Holly wouldn't have won in that.
If you don't win parts 1 or 2, you don't compete in part 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think, let's just say it's going to be between Jackson and Nicole for the final HOH is what I think, and we're all in agreement. And I think Jackson will probably win. I'm hoping Nicole will, but she won't. I don't know. I just have that feeling. Look, I will write these words down on a piece of paper and eat them next Wednesday. Okay, I'm not gonna swallow, but I'm gonna eat it. And but I feel like Jackson's gonna take Holly, and I feel like Jackson will win Big Brother 21. And if something happens and Nicole becomes HOH, I think that she will take Holly to the final 2.
I think she would take Holly.
Yes, and I think she'll win.
I agree with you that we're more likely looking at a Jackson win. But there is still hope, guys. Like I would say if I had to like quantify it, I would say we're looking at like 75% of a chance that Jackson wins the season, maybe 25% of a chance that Nicole wins the season. However, with that being said, crazier things have certainly happened in recent seasons of Big Brother. So either way, we have an exciting finale, and I want to hear what. Kim, first I want to hear what how you think the rest of this is going to play out.
Okay, so how I think it's going to play out and how I want it to play out are 2 different things.
Sure.
I think that it is going to play out. Okay, this is really bad, but I think what's going to happen is in part 1 of the HOH. Okay, this is my crystal ball that I'm looking at.
Are you manifesting?
Huh?
Are you manifesting?
No, I'm not manifesting.
I didn't manifest either.
This is what I think is going to happen. I think that fucking Mickey is such an arrogant son of a bitch that I think that Nicole is going to be the first out in part 1 of the HOH, and Mickey will throw it to Holly, guaranteeing her that she plays in part 3, and him thinking, I'm going to beat Nicole anyway in the second part. And then I would love it if Nicole won part 2 and beat Holly in part 3. That is what I would like to see happen. And then Nicole go on to win it over Holly. What I think will happen is that Jackson will potentially win part 1, that Nicole will beat Holly in part 2, that Nicole will beat Jackson in memory comp, a speed memory comp, quick recall type thing for part 3. And I think she will take Holly.
I really hope that's what happens. And correction, we do have a show this Thursday. I apologize
about that. I was
I'm sorry. We do. This is our last Tuesday show. I apologize. We do have a show this Thursday, and then that'll be the last one before the finale. I apologize.
So I would love to see Mickey's ego get the best of him and have him throw that to Holly, and then have Nicole beat him in part 2, just because it'd be like the angels singing down and going, oh, asshole. So that it would be life.
Yeah.
But I think his ego is big enough that he's going to want to win so that he can drag his damsel in distress.
I also think that depending on the winner of the season is really going to determine how people really view the season as a whole, in terms of like where it falls, in terms of like, is this a season that people really loved and adored and really had a great time with, or is it one to just maybe skip on the rewatch? I think that's really going to come down to the winner this year, more than any other season recently, I would say.
I would agree with you there. And, and who knows what's going to happen, because they switched up these last few comps from what they've been in previous years. Like Final Four has never been
endurance. Yeah. Since
comp.
Big Brother 2, that was endurance in Final Four.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was just highlighting this comment. I like this a lot. If this season is 75-25 for Jackson, BB19 was like 95-5 for Paul. So like we said, crazier things have certainly happened. So
you know what? And I think it was like 80-20 for Tyler last season.
Yeah, that's very true.
Think it was like 90% for Paul the season before. Yep. I think it was like 80% for Paul on 18.
Yeah.
So the person who's supposed to win has not won in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Boy, they're really going at is they switched the comps to favorite Mickey. Let's be real. Listen, they could be afraid of Mickey's mom. Okay, if Jackson Mickey doesn't win, we got to feel the wrath of Mama Mickey. Well, how much fun's that going to be?
Mama Mickey.
Well, that's who she is, Mama Mickey. Come
I know.
on
I just think that's funny. Good alliteration.
Mama Mickey is whatever. What up? You know what? Baby boy signed a contract. Mama Mickey needs to back
That's
off.
why they do it.
Well, let me ask people. We've got a lot of people in the chat right now, and we got a lot of people watching. So I just want to throw this out there. Are a lot of you out there going to be watching the new season of Survivor by any chance?
39.
Survivor 39, the Island of the Idols.
I'm excited for Survivor, but in my head, I'm just like, can we fast forward to season 40?
Yeah, no shit. I'm so freaking ready. We are going to do a precast analysis for Survivor 39 this Monday. It will be me, Tyler, Kim, and depending on baby Bria, Andrew will be here. Right. We are on baby watch.
Yes.
And
baby watch 2019.
His wife is very pregnant and very ready.
And we're doing it draft style. So be prepared for that. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, and of course we have season 40 coming up. That is going to be so exciting because we have season 40 of Survivor, all winter season. And then following immediately after that, next summer, they just announced that Australian Survivor next year is going to be an all-star season as well. So we have really exciting Survivor stuff coming. And if only Big Brother could take a page from the cast and crew of Australian Survivor, maybe we'd be having different conversations than hashtag Mickey's mom. So
just out of curiosity, I want to ask the viewers that are out there, who do you think ultimately wins this game right now?
Mars asks us, no word dog. He's a hard one to pin down. We'll keep trying. So who do we think is are you asking who do we think
viewers out here think will win
this season of Big Brother?
Yeah.
Put an asterisk sign next to, and just put the name. Don't put a reason or anything, guys, in the chat. Just put an asterisk and the name of the person you think is going to win Big Brother 21.
And to be clear, who do you think is going to win, not who you want to win?
Just who you think
will win. Holly, Mickey, Nicole, or Cliff?
You got Jackson.
Holly, Mickey, Nicole, or Cliff. So we got a Jackson, we got a Holly, we got a Jackson.
Mickey Mouse.
Jackson, Holly,
Nicole. I want Nicole to win too.
I want a winner that I can enjoy.
Yeah,
Nicole, Jackson.
A lot of Holly.
Well, a couple, yeah. There's 3. Another Jackson, another one, Nicole. Okay.
We'll see.
Looks like overwhelmingly Jackson.
Yeah, which is pretty correct.
And after that, Holly.
Look at that.
Only in your wildest dreams. I'm telling you,
I mean,
Allison, you just have to go on Tinder or go to a bar near Texas A&M, and this could be you we're talking about.
I just gotta lose my classiness, right?
I don't know if there's much to lose there.
Oh, you
Zing!
Zing! I'm gonna let you have that one for manning the ship for 2 shows.
Thank you.
I don't know. Holly has a jury. I think the jury we wait.
Could
Listen,
happen.
this is for the first time. I think we really have no idea what is going to happen, and that to me is exciting. It is exciting not to know the sex stool. Listen,
No,
hey,
the
look,
sex
Bill.
stool is not getting any votes.
I'm
Stop it.
all about the sex stool. I'll take the sex stool over
Whoa.
Holly and freaking Jackson any day of the week.
Literally, they've got a blowmance, not a showmance, and I wish people would quit calling it that.
Is it really a blowmance?
Well,
What do you
shall
know?
see, but I ultimately think that Jackson's going to win.
What do you know, Kim? Give us the juice.
Oh, boy.
Give us the juice.
She's sitting on the stool and blowing him.
Constantly? Oh, gross.
Well, either, and what they're doing in bed when, okay, seriously, he cannot be that good because you do not hear any yummy sex noises
You
out of
don't
her.
even hear breathing.
Seriously.
Like,
It's like,
at least fake a sneeze. I mean, at least
something.
fake something.
God.
Fart. I don't care. Acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like, just something, a little something. Make it sound like a sneeze. Chew. Which I think if we rewind.
Oh my God.
Hold on. If we rewind the show just to have Tyler, when he muted, sneezing and make him into Holly's sex noises.
Yeah, I was practicing some other sounds.
We couldn't see your hands at the time, Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. The reason why I'm asking about the Survivor thing is because most of the time Survivor comes on the season premiere, and then we have the Big Brother finale, and this is something we can discuss on air. I'm just wanting kind of you guys let us know. Do you care if we do a Survivor Big Brother finale combo show? Do you care? Does it matter? Because when the finale happens, it's just not going to be that much to talk about. I mean, because we've talked the game all season, and then we can jump right into Survivor. It's not a thing. It's not a big deal. It's just something
I think that's the move, because same for the Survivor premiere. Like, we don't have too much game set up yet, just a little bit of character building and predicting like where the season will go. So I think that that's more than fine to do.
And can we point out that, so you got the Big Brother finale, followed up by the Survivor premiere,
Yes.
followed up by the next day, Sequester begins filming.
Yes, can't wait.
Yes, Sequester begins filming. Yes, it's a big deal. It's a big thing.
This is going to be this season. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. A lot of stuff happening.
Someone's going to snatch my fucking crown.
We won't let that happen. Well, I'm not.
You had it first. That's the only.
You're the
you had it
original.
second, but
You're the original. I don't really know. It's Queen Kim. I don't really know.
I'll be honest with you. I cannot wait for. I think I'm more excited about this next season of Sequester than I am about 39.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, for the record,
can we have the just falling sound?
Sorry.
With that just falling sound, that
During Jackson and sex. Ah!
That is too good.
Oh, I have a bone to pick. So Thursday,
That's Holly.
yeah, bone to pick, the big one. Okay, when I was doing the show Thursday with Beth and Deb, like we devoted like some time to this just falling and we were laughing hysterically.
Okay.
I got in trouble because I played copywritten. I played a clip from Big Brother longer than 10 seconds and I got in trouble for it.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, we are not allowed to replay stuff like that. And we actually played it off somebody else's YouTube channel. And it turns out, you can't monetize it when it does. So all they did was took away the monetization for that one video. And we weren't in trouble. I just got a scathing email.
Interesting.
And a cold sweat because I thought my channel was down. It was like a thing. But it was okay. Allison,
In that case,
Here's what I have to say to that.
ah!
Here you go, turn to the side. Shut your eyes. Just turn to the side.
You're okay. Good job, girl. You're okay.
Somebody needs to make that into like a dubstep like beat or something.
it needs to be a new sex sound.
That is
Oh,
the
there you go.
sex sound. And that's just about how long it seems to last for the two of them. So
Right.
I'm good with it. Less than 10 seconds.
Yes, that was less than 10 seconds. We counted. But I think that's about it for the show. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us in the chat. We appreciate it. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You'll get notifications when we go live. Please like the My Weekly Meltdown Facebook page. You can find me on Twitter at Summers1977, and that's SOMMERS 1977. Also, you can find me on Instagram at the.memphis.darling. And just for the record, people laugh at me when I say you don't spell the dot. There are some people that have actually looked for the DOT, Memphis DOT, darling. I swear to God, it is a period.
Yikes.
It's Allison period. No, it's the period, Memphis period. It's just, you don't spell the period either. It's just a freaking dot. Okay? Just a dot.
Just put a dot.
Dot. That's all it is. And follow my cat, Finley's Insty, on Instagram, FINLEYS_INNSTI. And Kim, they can find you at Kim Matina down there. You can see in the little box. I get Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are all Kim Matina. And I just want to say, you guys, thank you so much for having me on, at least for the second half on the Tuesday night recaps.
The honor is ours, truly.
Yes,
and thank you so much. I've really had fun with y'all.
You sound so smart when you're on the show, or at least I do.
Whatever.
Like, I sound like articulates. So you can find Tyler at T Lyons, TLIONZS.
Yeah, right down there.
Down there in the window on Twitter. And that's it. That's all we're doing is Twitter.
Yep.
I'm
I
gonna
won't
take
be here Thursday, but I'll be here for the finale recap.
Definitely be here for the finale. Kim, will you be available this Thursday?
On Thursday? Wait, this Thursday or a week from Thursday?
This Thursday.
This Thursday.
Day after tomorrow.
I think so. I think so because it's a later show. So the show is 6 o'clock my time.
All right.
Alrighty. And if you want me, you let me know.
We always want you, Ken.
We always want you. We need you. It's more of a need. You bring so much to the show.
Right now, I'm just manifesting them getting Holly to say fucking asshole to Mickey. And I'm manifesting that they point out numbers. Don't play the emotional game with him. Point out numbers and stats and that he will lose.
Yep.
That's what we need. Manifest it, please.
And manifest Nicole Wednesday, Joey.
Manifest. All right. I think that's it.
We're not going to have a prayer circle. Do we need to have a prayer circle?
We can do it off air.
Okay.
Look, you need Jesus. You need a prayer circle.
Oh my God, you sound like my mom now.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you Thursday night at 10, 9 Central. Love you. Thank you.
All right.
God
Bye,
bless.
guys.
Love you guys. Good night.
Hold on, sorry.